bitch. I'm trying to see right now. What it look like? Doing TikTok so long. I always prefer. Oh, it says it's locked. Yeah, that's whack. All right. Welcome back, fam. I am Masculinity Architect Duwayne Langham. This is the Ave, Yolo Ave, the road least traveled, and you have just tuned in for another Sugar Shred update. Day 22. Counting down, people. We got a little under 3 weeks till my birthday, turning 41. Going for the cut, trying to hit 225 is the goal, and dialing things in. So today's update, the scale 243 at the start. This is our second sugar fast of the week. Tuesday, been having nothing but the fruits, the juices, the honey. Yesterday, good thing I will say, body weight, water, whatever food was up to 240. 7 must have been. Yeah, because it said drop 4 pounds this morning. I was 247, 248 last night. Wake up in the morning, 4 pounds down, as to be expected. Dialing in, and of course, like I said, over the weekend had like 3 protein days in a row, and that does slow it down. So it's like I'm experiencing a reverse, I'll say, in a way different, but the initial about 10 pounds dropped, hitting a low 238. And then based on how much I've been enjoying my lifestyle, I have not been dialed in, has been a fluctuation very similar to as far as stalling, slowing things down when I was doing keto, introducing carbs to the routine. So in a way similar, because I haven't really been going over calories. I will say over my goal of calories, 2,000. But other than that, it's still been starting the day, I would say sugar. I'll be having sugar dieting days at protein and starch 3 days in a row. And when I went in, I went in. I'm not going to lie about that. Plus the drinking. So all of that compounded. But that's been the playing games. Like I said, this last 3 weeks, this next 21 days, hopefully you're going along with me. We're going to be all in. So I will post results I'm expecting from here in to actually be calibrated and making some progress trending down. And I'm really going to be looking in, how comfortable I am with the sugar fasting, because the more fasting days is where you get the majority of the effects. Beyond that, being intentional, I'm seeing like 1,500 to 1,800 calories to be a comfortable place, comfortable for me, for what I want to achieve. Like I said, 3 to 5 pounds a week, actual progress. What up, what up? Appreciate you joining. So with that, what I'm playing with now, I've been getting rid of stuff. Shout out, somebody asked a question about Cole Robinson, did an hour and a half video talking about drinking soda, and as expected, he is referring to heavily obese, overweight, a lot of weight to lose, how to just get started and get results. And he goes on his rant, but I watched a good amount of the video, and obviously his psychology, what I would expect, and especially spot on. Not for somebody in my lifestyle or preference of the natural foods, natural sugars to be consuming, and definitely has a point I assume would definitely be effective. And he is speaking to a lot of the things that you need to be aware of to be effective with that. But with that, like I said, I had a Dr. Pepper around the house. I went ahead and drank it because when I looked at the stats, 260 on the calories, 66 grams of sugar. But from the experience, this is exactly what I thought, why I've been away from those foods. They work technically from a macro standpoint, but honestly, the sugar taste in my mouth, the condensation, I mean, I've even got zero sugar drinks, but it's a different experience, and it was completely empty of nutrients. And I'll say that in the context that I will take 2 tablespoons of honey over that anytime, that a la natural for me. And I am walking and talking, getting the afternoon steps in, so can't say I'll be able to stay with the chat. Appreciate y'all being in here. They're not even showing me the stats on that, but oh well. So I did want to address that and just kind of touch to always. Actually, that's really where I want to start. So asking that question about that video, about that premise, 30 pounds, 30 days, nothing but Coke, and where that person, that individual that he's speaking to is starting, that's really perfect to touch on, because that's, again, YOLO, you only live once. I'm here to tell you, I am a regular motherfucker. I've just been at this for a while. I want you to do the same thing for yourself in your life. Don't let it hold you back because you don't have all the answers. You don't know how it's going to go and you've never done it before. Be safe. Be responsible for yourself. Check with the physician if you need to. Make sure you're responsible for yourself. But beyond that, for the person who Cole Robinson is talking to, Snake Diet, shout out to him, as far as that, losing 30 pounds in 30 days, drinking nothing but Coke fasting, basically. What I would suggest is the big picture, people. What's the life you want to live after? Because there's a lot of factors to this shit. Not only what you want to weigh on a scale, that's great, but that's not going to be your life. How do you want to live life? And that's why this video, the how to get the most out of your results, because I made a response talking about who this is ideal for, who will get the most benefit as far as being ready to jump in and take advantage of it, because there's a lot of stuff going on with your metabolism if you're eating a standard American or Western diet and you haven't been exploring any type of insulin sensitivity, fasting, discipline, beyond just committing to I can do the thing, I can do what the fad says, what the instructions say, but actually understanding this diet. And even for myself, that's where I am now. I'm looking at, okay, when do I want to have this fruit, these meals? Now, when are my meals best kept? I'm willing to do intermittent fasting. I'm willing to do OMAD. I'm willing to do 4-hour eating window, so on and so forth. And I feel great off of this energy, whether it's just honey mixed in some tea, coffee, water, whatever. It all works for me. A bowl of fruit, like it's easy to balance out. And I'm actually now dialing in for myself. Do I need to have multiple bowls? Do I need to have this much sugar? 4 and 500, hearing it's the limit, 2,500 calories, 3,000 calories, going all in to find out, okay, I don't need to do all that. I might be able to. It might be safe and I may still get results, but why? Ultimately, the same principles is what matters. And that's why I speak to you. I want to tell you, don't go into this just looking at the scale and getting the number down. As someone who lost 100 pounds, someone who's been committed for decades to their fitness and figuring it out myself, I can tell you there's so much that you're going to need to take in consideration bigger than just what happens on the scale. What are you going to do after? What are you going to do when you cross the finish line and you've got whatever your goal is? Maybe it's not a six-pack. Maybe it's just walking with your kids. Maybe it's just having some type of endurance to go live life. Like, what do you want to live life like when you're done? That's why I'll never believe in a fad diet. I believe in diet and nutrition. What's the lifestyle that supports what you want? So what I want to give you, not only the context, step into this for setting up the rest of your life, your healthy life, your fit life, or whatever that is for you, and start exactly where you are. By that, I mean, if it's getting up, walking down to the driveway, get up and walk down to the driveway. If it's standing and sitting, that's squats, body weight squats. I do that when I go on my walks. Do whatever you can wherever you are and build yourself up. And when I say that, how to get the best out of this sugar fasting, sugar diet. The best way to get results is to amplify the fat burning ability. The best way to do that for the human body, no matter what diet, because I'm not even going to say this is just for sugar dieting, but really this is for any type of nutritional protocol that you're going to follow. Lifestyle. I don't believe in diet. Whether it's keto, whether it's carnivore, low carb, sugar, fruitarian, whatever you do it at your pace, do it where you are, and you want to adapt it for lifestyle, meaning whatever you need to pick up beyond just getting the scale down, step into that. Physical activity, resistance training. Don't mean you need to be clanging and banging in the gym, and I'm even going to give you my recommendations to get started with that, just the basics, because I know it's a lot to figure out. But you at least want to get as much activity as you can and as much resistance as you can. If you can't get resistance in, don't worry about that yet. And when I say resistance, I'm talking about bands, I'm talking about home gyms, I'm talking about whatever little rinky-dink equipment machines you can buy. I'm talking about body weight, calisthenics, resistance, meaning more than just your body sitting, walking around, push-ups, pull-ups, body squats, things that challenge your body to develop some type of strength. The more muscle you have on this body, the more of a fat burning machine you are, just by default. Resting, metabolic rate, all that good stuff. That's the secret. If you want the best results, that's why I spoke too for athletes, people who are already paying attention to their health and fitness, because the diet portion, yes, but the athletic portion, because you're putting fuel in. Weight loss is just an equation. Mark Bell, shout out Snelly Bell. It's just a calculation of energy. How much you're consuming, how much is going out. Calories in, calories out. If you get yourself in check by whatever fashion, whatever protocol you follow, and you have enough of a caloric deficit, more energy is being burnt off than you are consuming. Your metabolic rate is being raised up so that it's burning off more, which is going to start pulling your body fat. And that's why I say, even for a person like myself, yeah, I can do that. But if I'm ultimately wanting as much fat loss as possible, even if they are sugar calories, even if they burn fast, even if it's all carbs, even if it lines up with the diet, that ramped up metabolism is wasted if I'm throwing in an extra bowl, if I'm throwing in an extra 300 calories, 500 calories, 1,000 calories, or grams of sugar. and I'm not doing anything. This is why you see me on these evening walks, because eating later into the day with the sugar, even on the sugar fasting days. And honestly, as I've heard it said, shout out to my guy, I believe it's Iron Fist Fitness. Cool cat doing the same thing. He's been a trainer for years out in San Francisco, I believe. But the context, this diet makes you want to. Having the sugar, having the energy, the euphoria I am experiencing. And to my carb avoiders, like just breaking the psychological, I can't touch carbs, like I'm getting comfortable requesting rice type shit. Those type of things are the rewards for the lifestyle. I might be addicted to, honestly, honey, the taste of this sweetness, the way it's amplifying the fruits. This is the type of thing that has benefits for me personally that are beyond just the stats on the scale. The fact of getting the stats on the scale, the fact of eating, snacking on sugar as much as I want for days and I'm still fasting, it's completely different, which is why I know I haven't even tapped into my locking in ability. The ability every other day, prolonged fast, 36, 40-hour fast, intermittent fasting. Uh, it's just so much easier when you can at least have the sugar mixed in with it. And I'm loving the experience. So, how to get the most out of it? Build yourself up where you are. And here's a protocol as far as the activity: 3 times a week. Ideally, this is my recommendation, because what was I saying? Building into a lifestyle. So at least six, right? 6 days a week. God said rest on Sunday. 6 days a week, get active, get a sweat. My recommendation: 30 minutes. You can do anything for 30 minutes. 30 minutes a day, and if that's standing up and down, working that out, if that's walking to your driveway, that's walking around your neighborhood, whatever gets you going. If that's getting some hand weights, adding resistance, that's doing some body weights. YouTube, where you are right now, just go look up body weight exercises. Boom. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. They'll have different ones out there. I promise you. Look for the most recent. Look for somebody that you like looking at. Looking for somebody who gives you the energy. Boom. There's your workout. Find access to a gym if you got it. Get in there with some resistance training. Go buy some bands. Go buy the cheap devices. It doesn't matter as long as it gives you resistance and some type of way to challenge yourself. But there's 2 aspects that you want to hit: cardiovascular system. That's going to get your heart healthy, pumping, moving blood, breathing, your lungs, all your critical things that are doing just the same thing. That's why I say walking, biking, running, doesn't matter. Get that activity up and out. That's just the base. And if you really want to multiply it, your goal is to get muscle on your body. Again, don't have to be a meathead, just have to be doing something with resistance. You can look up calisthenics, bodyweight exercises. You can go get a cheap gym membership and get started. If you do get into the gym, resistance training, just start with a quick 3 sets of 10 on whatever machine that you do. Most of the machines actually have guidance. Go ahead again. Go to YouTube. Bring your phone with you. Look up the exercises. You can find videos on it. Resource back in the day was bodybuilding.com. I think they might have paywalled everything by now. Last I was on there, I couldn't really see as much. But find a resource. YouTube, absolutely free, to get everything that you need. But start with those steps. And by the way, that 30 minutes, 3 days a week. And that's for the cardiovascular. That's all you need. 30 minutes, 3 days a week. I'm not that type of individual. I want the most. I'm doing the most. Live like an athlete. If you want to look like an athlete, that's me. But just to get started, that's a beautifully easy thing. As somebody who's extremely active, it is so easy to get out for a walk 3 times a week. It's so easy to get up every few hours and do some push-ups. Make it 100 a day. Build whatever you're doing, make it further. If you walk a mile, walk a mile and a half tomorrow. Walk a little bit faster. Walk up some hills. Like, do you get what I'm saying, people? You only live once. When you shut this body down, you don't get it back, fam. When you lose circulation, when you lose the ability to pick up your kids, walk your kids, play with your kids, live fucking life, go be with fun, fit, active people, have pets, walk a dog. Like, when you lose this stuff, it's gone. Use it or lose it. So you only live once. One life to live. That is what I'm preaching on here. That's what I've always been about. And especially with this sugar shirt journey, that's what you're following me to see. I'm aging backwards, y'all. About to turn 41. I'm going for new goals to weigh lower than I have since fucking middle school, fam. Just a regular motherfucker out here getting it in. So in the meantime, I'm going to be right here. Wish you the best and only success. Being the best version of myself. Say it with me. God, beyond and forward. The question is, who are you going to be? Peace.